get the habit going and keep it going. Don't do so much that you get yourself wore out and you don't want to do it, but get it to where you're enjoying it and you're really liking what you're doing. Here to tell you, exercise on a frequent basis is the only way to go. So get up, let's get going. And for those of you who need to have some adjustments made on the types of exercises that we're going to do some dancing today. I'm going to do 2 videos instead of just the one. One video is going to be for folks who can stand up, may need to balance a little bit on a chair, and the other is going to be for folks who really don't have the ability to be standing, who have to be sitting. So I'm going to show you the adaptations instead of you having to guess and figure it out. That said,
isn't he great?
Yeah.
Yay!
That said, there are going to be many whose doctors have told you some distinct limitations, and I can't address all of those. There's a lot of possibilities. You know what your doctor is telling you to not do, don't do it, and try to adjust as you need to. But we want to start by doing some warm-ups. So we're going to work a little bit more on upper body today. So just kind of get those arms swinging around a bit. And by the way, this is for you're going to hurt yourself hitting me like that. This is for the exercising for folks who are able to stand up, maybe with a little bit of support from a chair sitting on the side of it. So
although I could sit down here and do this.
This part you could do. You absolutely could, and this part can be the same for both. Once we're warmed up a bit, what we want to do is start doing some exercises, and we're doing things without weights. We're going to advance up to weights. So we're going to start with just doing some curls. We're going to pull those up. We want to be working on our arms a bit.
We're not flopping them.
No. We come up and go down at about the same speed. We're not in a race. And it's the lowering down with the weights in there especially that help build the other side of the muscles. So that's something we want to keep in mind. Now we're going to do this one where we're hunched over just a little bit. Our arms are back. We're going to bring our hands forward, arms back. We're trying not to move at our shoulders. We're just bending at our elbows. This is going to work on the back side of those arms. Those are some muscles that we definitely like to firm up, get them trained a bit. And like I always say, this is not about losing fat around those muscles. That's working a particular muscle area doesn't lose the fat around those muscles. It's the way you eat, and a lot of it, your cardiovascular that you do that's going to burn up the fat that's there. So don't plan on exercising muscles and losing that weight. It's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. So up and over the head, you probably can't see what's up here. We're going to take the hands back and straight up. Once again, we're not in a race. We're trying to move them nice and slow, just up and down. We're not in a rush. And for those of you who were saying,
I'm going to go down so they can see the top of mine.
We're going to be doing some easy exercises. That's truly what we're doing. We're not wanting to hurt ourselves. But we are going to add weights eventually. We are going to make this a little more strenuous, a little harder to do. But by the time you get there, you're going to love it. You're going to feel good about it. It's going to be great for you. Okay, so still working on our upper body. We're going to flex our knees a little bit, bend over. We're going to do some flies. We bring those arms up.
I'll do it this way.
So it's like we're flying like that big bird with the wide wings. Bringing those arms up.
And this one is, if you are using weights, be really careful of your shoulders.
And unless you've been doing a lot of exercising, don't do it. Let's just do the movements right now. We're working on the movements, getting your body used to the movements. We're doing the movements. Now I'm not resting a lot between these. When we start using weights, we may do some resting between. But I find that this is a cardiovascular exercise by not having rest periods to have a recuperation. If you have a problem with your heart rate, with your oxygen, you may want to slow things down a little bit and pause in between and give yourself like a minute, 2 minutes, whatever you need to rest and recuperate. We're going to do some upright rows. We're just kind of bringing ourselves up like this. Today is the upper body workout. It's a good thing. Now I'm hoping on the Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays you're getting out and doing some cardiovascular. If you love to swim, please be doing the swimming. Be doing some walking. If you're good at jogging, do that. Bicycling is great. If you're into rollerblading, more power to you.
Right!
Now we're going to do some bent over rows. We're going to come over here the one-handed. We'll do some two-handed in a little bit. Put one foot forward, that hand on that knee, the other foot back. We're going to take one hand, we're just going to kind of pull it up. And we're getting that rowing going on. And that's for the times when you're only rowing on one side. You got somebody on the other side, she should have her other hand out doing this, so we're rowing on both sides of the boat, right? We're rowing even, otherwise we're going to look kind of funny trying to row.
Well, aren't we going to trade?
And now we're going to switch legs. Now we're both on the inside.
That doesn't work.
I'm teasing her, I'm giving her a hard time, and she went right for it. That was mean of me, I shouldn't have done that. So we're not doing too many of these, we're just getting the motion going on, so we're getting the habit going. Now we're going to do a bent over, it's going to be a double arm row. We're bent over and we're just bringing them up like this. Remember, we're keeping our little rear end stuck out. That's the right kind of posture. Trying to keep ourselves upright, our knees flexed a bit. This is helping us all over on all the things that we're doing, right? It's working us out. Okay, let's come up to normal. We're going to work a little bit differently here. We're going to start working on our wrists. So let's take our wrists. We're going to be out. Now if we had weights, this would be a good one. We go up, down, up, down. If you're not used to doing this, you might be feeling this a little bit even without weights. And that's fine. The idea is we're trying to give you a bit of a workout, so we make it start happening. We're building little bits at a time to get ourselves up to where we can do more and more and more. That's really what this is all about. Trying to get ourselves in a much better shape. Okay. Going to show you a little bit of martial arts workout now that has us using our upper body.
You're going to go martial arts?
But you're going to find that it's very helpful. So we're going to have our one foot forward, the other foot back. We bring our hands up, so the foot that's forward, that hand is a little bit out in front. And we're just going to do a punch, not fast. Just take it out and bring it back.
We're kind of rocking back and forth.
Kind of a little bit of rock back and forth. This is just a punch that we're doing there. In the future, we'll add to this, but we're going to get this started here. Okay, let's switch sides. Now remember, we're keeping the other hand in front of our face to guard so that that other person is not able, we can move it around and protect ourselves. Just kind of punch out nice and slow. This is just about motion. It's about getting our muscles to move, keeping them going. So that's a great movement. Okay, let's come back to normal here. I want to show you one more. Okay, you're going to see us in two different motions now. We're going to try to...
I'll do this way, you do that.
There we go. So we're just going to have our hands out to the side, so we're getting that little bit of lift that's going on. You're hanging them out there, but we just want to twist them first one way and then the other. We're teaching our muscles, hey, you can make movements you haven't done much lately, so you can keep them going, but that's the idea. As you can see, with no weights, you're still feeling it a little bit. It's great to get that movement in there, but you can tell if we add weights in here, it's going to put a whole new dimension on this. And if you haven't been doing this at all, you may not be able to do it as long as we are. You're going to start getting a little bit tired. Yep, it will happen, and you can see with weights how that would help. So kind of shake that out. I'm going to do my favorite once again. I like this as a stretchy one, so we're going to take our hands once again where we're trying to put them together. I always show you the one where I can touch first. We're going to hold that there so it gets a good stretch out. We've got ourselves warmed up. This is really the time to try to do these stretches when you're warm. It gives your muscles just a little bit more flexibility by doing that. Notice I'm holding this for 12 seconds. I like to go 12 to 15. The reason being, it takes about 12 seconds for your muscles to finally say, I guess we're stretching, and then they release. You can go just a little bit further. So it takes that 12 seconds to do that. So switch to the other side. I'm not going to embarrass myself by showing you that I can't do this. I think I've explained it before. I tie it to a childhood injury. I still haven't overcome those tight muscles as a
And
result.
I have no childhood injury, and as you can see, I can't touch it.
Move it over there. I can help you. I can help you. You know, we had promised we were going to get our bands out. We still haven't got our bands out. We were too busy running around yesterday to do that, but we need to get those bands out so we can show you that. Well, that concludes today's exercise of upper body. Not a lot, but we're talking about habit, doing a little bit every day. We're going to add to it over time. We're going to increase it in different ways.
If it's not enough for you, add it to 2 days ago. Add the 2 together.
Or run through this twice if you're up to doing more. Get the habit going and keep it going. Don't do so much that you get yourself wore out and you don't want to do it, but get it to where you're enjoying it and you're really liking what you're doing.